Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of Stoop Talk Podcast, man. I am here with my boy, DJ Active. What's up?
What's good, man? What's good? What's good?
Yeah,
I'm good, man. I'm feeling certified.
I know, I see.
Yeah, I'm feeling. I got my certified. I bought a share. You know what I'm saying? From my Christoph Christian, brothers. I got a half a share. It's half of a percent. You know what I'm saying? So
half of a percent.
Yeah,
so
half a percent. Yeah, half percent.
Couldn't you say that?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
half percent.
Did they throw you like a welcoming party or something like that? Because I wasn't invited.
They did.
They did.
And you wasn't invited because you're not certified.
Oh, true. Well,
you don't got no certified, no sticker, nothing.
Nah, all I got is this pin.
Yeah.
You don't even know
that's 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
It's 2 years ago.
It's all right, though. It's cool.
We upgraded now. You know what I'm saying? I can say we now. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, Chase, how you feeling, brother?
Chilling.
I see you're certified. So you're
certified. But yo, DJ, load that real quick. Load. Slight.
Level.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was scrolling through Instagram and there's a podcast that records here. Was it Girls Night? That's what it is. Bollywood Jones. Was that Ren? Right. Shout out to them. They put a wine and cheese platter up there.
That's some girls' night type of shit.
It is. I had to give them credit for that. And I feel like we have a lot of female guests and we have our own independent women. I think we should represent for the ladies and have a wine and cheese platter for them. You know what I'm saying? Because he like Drake. You know what I'm saying? He's the wine and champagne and all that shit. We should really do that. You know, I think that shit would be really dope.
So Chase chose to use his introduction to say this. Really?
Yeah. What's wrong? Oh, you feel offended? I'm sorry. You feel offended?
Anyways, thank you, Chase. Keds, what's up? How you feeling?
I feel great, man. I'm not gonna lie. I feel great.
You feel great?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell why you feel great because I'm looking around and everybody got these certified pins except for me. And Mello at least. You know?
Mello got a bag. You crazy?
Got a whole bag.
Yeah.
Mello got a bag.
He got a care package.
Mello got a bag.
It ain't a regular bag. It's a care package.
Yeah, I'm the only
we
one.
care for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay though. That's cool. Anyways, next up, Phresh.
Another
Hello,
certified.
sir. What's up?
Certified gangster.
I wasn't invited to the party today.
I heard you.
Yo.
Go on.
Yo, don't hype it up, man. But yo, man, I'm feeling real good right now.
Feeling real
Christoph new collection is out as we talking about these pins, and I'm saying shit is moving. We in the streets.
Don't get that, man.
It is moving.
But you know,
it ain't moving fast enough because
Chase used his platform to shout out, you know what I'm saying, ladies' night or girls' night.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Girls Night, yeah.
I'm gonna use my platform now for my introduction. To hold my bro down, man. I got you know what I'm saying? You wanna be certified? Look.
Yo, look
My
at
brother.
Him. You see, get his smile. You know, fucking cocksucker.
And
So
you
now
lucky.
we all certified.
That half percent that I actually initiated that. You know, like when Jay-Z.
So does that mean I get 0.5% too?
No.
Nigga, you ain't
going
put
too
no money on this.
far. You only got the little. Relax.
Nigga
I'm
ain't
not
even
gonna
buy nothing.
And don't put it on that hat.
No one said I'm not gonna open this yet.
I'm gonna leave this.
I like your enthusiasm about that shit though.
Yeah, he was real hype.
Yeah, you appreciate
I like
it.
that.
Hype, son.
You appreciate it.
But then again, who don't like free shit?
Anyways.
It's not it being free. It's about
The way he was happy though, it's like he just
Yeah,
saw
he
Drake
was.
or
Son.
something
Yeah, he
like
did.
that.
Yeah.
Like I saw Drake,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Anyways, we have a special
That's what I'm
guest.
saying. Wine and cheese.
We have a
wine,
special
like,
guest
oh,
here
shit.
today. A very, very special guest. This person is actually, he's I actually met this person through Keds. I know he knows Phresh and he also knows Keds as well. So without further ado, we are going to introduce my man, Mello. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
How you feeling?
I'm great, man.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this episode because you are one of the one of our many guests that you are involved in so much. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a lot going on. We just recently had a guest where it's like, my goodness, I don't know how she have time for anything, any type of social life. So I'm looking at your, pretty much your profile, your portfolio, what you're doing. You got a lot going on. So So yeah, like I said, how you feeling? You know, we supposed to have you on for a long time now, but between your schedule, I know he's like, y'all gotta let me know like 2 months in advance. You know what I'm saying? To put us down in schedule calendar. So I'm just glad that we was able to finally get this together. So how you feeling, real quick?
I feel great, man. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time coming.
For real.
I got a new package of that Christoph Christian when I came here.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here.
Long time supporter, man. Shout out to Mello.
You already know.
Day one. I think you probably got every piece we ever made.
I got everything. I go on the website. I'm scrolling like, got that.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in that statement that he might have
between him and
everything.
Simone.
And Krills.
And who?
Krills.
Oh, I don't even know who that is. Who's Krills?
You met him before.
Oh.
That's my boy.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what's up.
Fly high, what's up?
You already know.
That's what it is. All right. So so we just gonna get right into it because, like I said, I don't want to waste too much time because I just want to get through it. I know you have a lot, so I want to go through each thing that you got going on. So I know on your Instagram page, I know you got you're an entrepreneur. Clearly, that's evident. You know what I'm saying, with all the work that you do and whatnot. So I guess the first thing I want to touch on, which I feel is very important, especially within our community, right? Being the Black community, right? You call yourself a credit coach, right? You do credit repair. I know you have a credit business. You're CEO of Mogul Credit Institute. So I just want you to elaborate on that, how that came about, why you decided to do that, and what it is about, pretty much.
Absolutely, yeah. But so my journey, is unique. I really didn't start out in credit. I started out in real estate like 5 years ago. I remember being in my dorm because I went away to college. I'm one of the only ones out of my family, first generation college student. Out of my friends went away, and I remember being in my dorm room and I seen a video on YouTube and it said 3-time felon turned real estate mogul. So I clicked on the video and it was King by the name of Jay Morrison. And he's a real estate mogul. You can look him up, but pretty much he was just screaming like, "Oh, everybody wake up! Like, get money in real estate." I came from the bottom. I sold drugs. I did all that, and now I'm selling houses. So I was immediately inspired by that. I jumped into the online course right away. Started learning real estate from A to Z.
So you did his online course?
Yeah, I did his online course. So that's pretty much how I started learning. But ultimately, I ran across an opportunity where I purchased a brownstone in Brooklyn for half price. So it was a family that was going through a pre-foreclosure. And I was able to pick that property up for half price of $590,000. We put $40,000 worth of work into it and put it back on the market for $1.2 million. I made my first 6 figures in real estate. And I couldn't do that without credit because I didn't have no money. So I had to go find a capital partner. Because I had some decent credit, they was able to put that money up for me. So ever since then, I'm like, yo, listen, I got these strategies. I'm about to build a company and I could go teach all my homies, my friends, everybody in the street. So I'm gonna teach y'all about credit. Because this is how we can level up, So that's how I started my credit repair business 2 years ago. Helping entrepreneurs just really, learn how to build it the right way and leverage that capital to invest, build financial freedom.
So you started out doing real estate?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's interesting.
Let me ask you.
And he got the shirt, the street credit business. I see that. I see you out there.
Yeah,
so
yes,
was that brownstone, was that like your first deal in real estate, or was it like you did a couple small things before that? That was like your first big thing. That was
my very first deal, man.
Shout
that
out
was
to
my
that.
first introduction to real estate.
Shout out to that. So I know that shows you that there's some money out there.
Because you know how many people how long it takes people to get to that?
Takes years sometimes.
Word.
I know a real estate agent that's still doing apartments.
Yeah,
Bro, I only had 2,000
Like,
guns at
son
one
don't
time
even,
in my life.
in his head, a brownstone is like, oh shit.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot
590K.
of that is knowledge and having the knowledge to do it and make the moves
Confidence
to do
too. You gotta be like, yeah, I could do this.
it. Yeah.
So let me ask you, how long ago was that actually?
That was 2017.
Oh, it's recent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2017.
Wow.
very
Oh, so you
recent.
still spending old money?
Listen, man, I diversified my breads. That's how I kind of started like investing in
spending
multiple
old
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So talk to me about the so you do classes now to basically to tell people the importance of credit. So go a little bit more detail about that and tell me how that came about. I mean, I know you kind of mentioned that just now with the whole you want to put your homies on, but like for the actual process of what you went through for the credit credit school.
Yeah, it was important for me to give back that information Because, you know, we're coming from where we come from. Nobody teaching us about credit. Nobody's telling us that we could buy houses. All we know, we could go get a pack and go flip that and move it. That's all we know. So once I got introduced to that, I'm like, listen, I got to go tell my family and my friends. So I just started doing little meetings in my brother basement. I remember like 2 years ago, I called all my friends. I texted them like, yo, bro, come to the basement. I had a little PowerPoint and all that. And I'm like, yo, this is where we want to go with it. We're going to go buy houses and all this. Back then, nobody really wasn't hearing it, you know. So I said, all right, I'm just going to show you better I could tell you. And then from the basement, I started doing little workshops in schools, you know, just emailing teachers that I, you know, used to be in class with, you know, that I was a student of, asking them, can I come to their school and do workshops? And I did my first career day, recorded it, put it on YouTube. Once I did that, everybody just started hitting me up saying, can you come speak here? Come speak here. And that was it for me, you know, just really putting it out there. You know, started my first tour. It's called the Making of a Mogul Tour. So I travel, you know, the middle schools, high schools, and teach the kids about credit, real estate. And then I did the Young and Wealthy Tour, which me and my partner, we go to the colleges, universities, teach them that. And then lastly, you see is street credit to business credit. So that's why I go through the streets. Like I go to the projects. I'm in Albany projects, Fort Greene projects, like going in the hood, teaching everybody, yo, how we could, you got street credit, let's level up, let's build some business credit, let's do it the right way, you know, just really putting that information out there.
So you, that was really nice. That was really impressive.
I dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
Anyway, so do you have? I know you spoke about, you know, putting homies on. Like, do you have like a team, or is it just like a one-man show right now? Or like, do you have like partners? Like, how would you class? Like, do you have like a team of guys?
Yeah. I definitely got a team.
So you got a team of guys like investors, pretty much. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my credit business, that's my partner right there. That's my girl right now.
Okay,
so
okay.
that's what she.
Big up yourself.
She definitely behind the scenes, putting that work, making sure we get the credit right. But from the real estate standpoint, it's me and my two other partners, Isaac and Curve. It's three of us, and we go at it. You know, everybody got their expertise. You know, I'm the credit guy, so I'm the one who always raised the capital, make sure we got the money to buy all the properties. And my boy Curve, he know how to find the deals. He doing all the marketing. He getting all the leads. And my boy Isaac, you know, he really know how to close the deals. He talking to the sellers. He can negotiate the price, getting it very, very low. It is a triangle. You know, we pull that together, and that's how we do it.
That's what's up.
It's triangle offense.
Yes, sir.
We were just talking about that on the previous episode about playing on the Kobe episode that we just released about playing your part and knowing when to step back, when to push forward, and everybody, you know.
That's why I got that.
I'm gonna let cats
Everybody
get the
in
whole
position.
line. You see, nobody will fall because everyone will be each other's crutches. That's a jewel.
That's a fact.
For everybody
From
to
Hove,
follow.
by the way.
That's a fact.
Not Drake. Hove. Just wait, drop a bomb for that.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got that 0.5%. Now I'm playing my part. You got your little certified thing now.
Oh, little. Wow, you gonna disrespect the brand like that? Really?
No, for you. You know what I'm saying? This is a little part for you. When you upgrade, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be big. You know what I'm saying?
When I upgrade? Okay.
Yeah, we gonna upgrade you, bro. Yeah. No Beyonce.
I appreciate that. Anyways, you thought it was funny? You thought I was slick? Anyways, all right. So
Independent women.
So Mello, now I'm assuming this book that you got out, Unlocking the Boss Code. You see
yes,
that?
Sir.
So tell me about why you decided to do a book, and what does this book entails for the most part?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Really, I'm always about challenging myself. Like everybody who know me, like kids, you already know, like been copying and Christoph Christian, Phresh already know how I've been on it from day one. Just really about empowering our people. I'm like, yo, why would I go and spend the same amount of money to go buy somebody else's clothes? I'm gonna support my people, right? So I always been a person just like empowerment and getting into that next level. So once I started, using these strategies and really implementing and seeing the success behind it, I'm like, yo, I gotta, put the information out there, And I wanted to challenge myself to write a book because that's something that, a lot of, they don't tell us we could do that. They don't tell us we could write books.
Right.
And I said, I'm gonna challenge myself. I told my pops, I'm like, yo, Dad, I'm about to write a book. He like, hell no, you ain't writing no book. I said, I bet. For like 6 months, I wrote an hour every day. I just sat down and wrote for an hour just told, my story. So the name of the book is Unlocking the Boss Code. So it's 5 steps on how you could, become your own boss. Really. So I talk about, having that vision, seeing it before anybody else see it, really being able to go into the future and see everything happen and come back and then reverse engineer. You know, I really talk about just building a team, having the right people around you and finding people that have strengths, you know, where you're weak at, you know. So I pretty much break down 5 steps on how I became my own boss and how, you know, just break it down in simple terms for everybody in the hood or even like just kids coming up, how they could internalize being their own boss. So that's what's in that book.
Very dope, man. It's crazy because, you know, we've had several guests that's been up here, entrepreneurs too, that's actually had books as well. So I just find that, you know, I feel like a lot of the entrepreneurs, that's like a thing now. They want to kind of like give back and show them, you know, either, you know, how they did it or, you know, just something that they're passionate about, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, what the book is about. So I think that's just really dope. Whenever I see anybody like, you know, this person that's like me, you know, do something like this and, you know, publish a book, that's just
where they could get your book at.
You can go get my book on Amazon. So Unlocking the Boss Code. You could just go on Amazon and type that in and go get it. Or you can hit me up, Mogul Lifestyle on IG. DM me. We'll ship it out to you directly.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
So also, do you guys have any questions?
Well, I got something from the book. You had mentioned as far as your influences and people who I guess had an effect on you as far as your business mind. And you mentioned your mother and you mentioned your father. So I do know your pops. I met your pops. You know what I mean? He mad cool. But then your mom's, you know, she passed away. But you said that she had like an adult entertainment company. Yeah. That's something I did not know. So how the hell did that happen? Like, what was that about?
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 right now. So, you know, my mom, she had her own adult entertainment company. So she, you know, used to have like strippers and all that. And, you know, escorts. So anybody need strippers for their party. You know, she was
the plug.
She was the plug. Like really, way back then. You know what I mean? You need any strippers. She bringing them to the club. She bringing them in. Like, you know, you got to work through her. So I was young in the house seeing all the girls.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm like, what's going on here? But she had fly whips. She, you know, had the Expedition back then. You know, custom made Louis outfits, jewelry on. So I just seen how fly she was and how many people were attracted to her. So I wanted that. Like I didn't know, you know, what she was doing really. But I was like, I want that.
I feel you.
Like that's what really inspired me to become an entrepreneur. Like she was my first example of becoming an entrepreneur because she, you know, a lot of people was inspired by her. She put money in people's pockets and she would throw parties and do stuff for the kids, give back, all that good stuff. So, you know, unfortunately her life was cut short, you know, when I was 12 years old to breast cancer. So like, it was about carrying out her legacy. Like, you know, she ain't here now, but if she was here, she want me to be bossing up the way I'm bossing up. That's what she did.
Nah, that's dope.
That's
dope.
Facts. And then you spoke about rest in peace to your mom. By the way.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And then just we was gonna go to the next segment. You spoke about philanthropy. So that's actually I remember how I met you initially because we did a Christmas party about 2 years back, and then Ked's like, y'all got a boy. He's part of a nonprofit that you know he can we could give the toys to him. When I said like, all right, cool. So and it was a bunch of toys.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah, make like 2 or 3.
And then he came. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck is all these toys?" Like,
toys. I didn't think it was that much.
Y'all had the U-Haul.
BC got pulled, man.
Crazy.
BC got some pull.
But so talk to me about that, your philanthropy work, because I feel like just like what you stated, I think that's highly important, especially if you're in a position of power. I think it's highly important that you kind of give back, especially to the kids of the community, because you know we all know the trials and tribulations that these kids face growing up in certain neighborhoods. So I think, like I said, it's good to kind of shine that light and just to be a positive force and influence in their life where people can see it, the community can see it. So just speak about that.
Yeah, it's about being that representation for the community, like being out there, being present. I don't know if I would have made it where I'm at. I still got a lot of work to do, but just to be where I'm at today, I don't know if I would have made it if I didn't see that representation. Like if I didn't see Jay Morrison on YouTube, if I didn't see my mom really doing business, if I didn't see my dad really own houses. So, for me, it's about going back to the hood and being that representation no matter what. The name of my nonprofit is called the Mogul Foundation. So the reason why I named it the Mogul Foundation is because when you think of a mogul, that's somebody that's powerful, influential in a particular industry. Like, sports, LeBron. You think about music, you got Jay. These Diddy. These is people that's moguls, right? So for me, I you know,
You had to have Drake.
Don't do
He
that.
said Drake.
Yeah,
let him have
First
that.
of all, he's speaking. Don't interrupt him with no
Word,
food.
son.
Alright?
How you just interrupt our guests like that?
No, I
bro?
didn't interrupt. I just said I was just like sending
Which
my
one to
breath.
throw Drake in
I
there?
skipped that on Drake.
Yeah.
Go Drake in there.
But you said the right. You said Jay, Diddy, LeBron,
Yeah.
and that's where it stops. Okay. Now go ahead,
Not
bro.
according to
But
Forbes.
those are moguls. Those are people that's powerful. They got influence. Like when they move, the whole entire culture moves, right? So for me, that's how I want to be. Like I want to make sure when I move, the whole entire culture move. But at the same time, what are you doing to empower people around you? So I made the acronym Mogul stands for Men of Good Understanding Leadership.
Nice.
So yeah, you a mogul, but how can you create other bosses around you? How you gonna inspire people so that they could become entrepreneurs and feed their families? So for me, I know like for me, I could get bonds. I know I could just I'm determined. I could go get it. But if you could put somebody else on, that's how you know you're really successful. So I measure that success based on how many people I can impact.
And I'm
That's
gonna
so
say
dope.
this because
That's some real bullshit.
Melo been around for years, and you know he put up his promotional videos and stuff like that. Like I always be reposting them and telling people about them because you know you see people that quote unquote giving you information, but they really ain't telling you shit. Like you know you see a lot of those ads that wanna get you to pay $14.99 or $30, whatever the amount is to take a course. And they give you some general ass Google info that you didn't need to pay for. My man right here is really giving you the information. He not talking circles around nobody. Like he's telling you cut and dry, A to Z, what this is. And you gotta give some respect for that because there's people that's not gonna do that at the end of the day.
Appreciate that, King. I would definitely appreciate that because that's one of the things I strive like not to be, right? Because you see a lot of people online, they be saying, yeah, I do this, I do that.
It's selling you dreams.
Selling you dreams.
Yeah.
You can never catch them nowhere. They not in person. They take your money, disappear. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get money because I do real estate. I do credit. I have real businesses that I run. So I'm gonna get money. I don't want to make money by selling you information. I'm gonna give you the information, and what you do with it is what you do with it. I'm gonna give you exactly what I know. That's just how I think about it, and just be real in real life. Don't fake it. Just be you.
No, that's dope, man. That is very, very, very dope. Before we get off of that, you guys have any questions regarding what we just spoke about?
No.
Because there's one more thing I want to speak to you about too. So, which I actually think is the most interesting thing about your story. So the 435 series.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned earlier how you're the first generation of your family, right, that went to college, which I think that's very interesting. You decided to do a web series is based on that. So I don't want to speak for you. Speak more, to our listeners and our viewers what the 435 series is about.
Yeah, 435 is a web series, and it follows 6 African Americans, first generation college students, and how they struggle to stay out of trouble with their newly acquired independence. I don't know how any of y'all went to college.
Yeah, man.
Fresh.
Yeah, I did.
Fresh, you went to college?
Virginia
I didn't
State,
finish
so I
Virginia
got
State? So you
that,
know
yeah, I know what it's hitting for.
exactly.
2 years, that was it.
A lot of people think that when you go to college, you made it. But it's not. You there, you still got to figure it out. You still got financial struggles. You have relationship issues, police brutality, social issues, a lot of things going on. If you don't have that mindset, you will still fail. You'll still end up going back home. So these, 6, black men, they went away to college and they all got into different things that led them down different paths. And it's based on true stories. One of the individuals, and he come from the hood. And he's in college, yeah, he getting his education, but he's in class
He's still
1
in the
minute.
streets.
And then right after class is over, he running down, robbing people in the streets, in the dorms, and acting like it never happened in class the next day. Like this is literally really happening. You know what I'm saying? And people trapping on campus. A lot of people doing a lot of things to stay in it because it costs a lot of money. Books cost a bunch of money. Tuition is expensive. So ultimately, this series just really is when the streets meet the college campus, and how these individuals make different decisions and lead them down different paths, and just really exposing the real behind the college experience because it's not stomp the yard. It's not that. It's real things that's happening. So we just exposing that and showing something different.
You know what I noticed, like with everybody's story that makes it, a lot of hustlers make it more than the person who's actually smart in school, and they actually become bigger than the person who actually stayed in school the whole time of their life.
The reason
All the hustlers, look at Jay-Z. like for example.
Because that's something you can't teach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? When if you a real life hustler inside of you, like you said, you see your mom, like you looked at her as a hustler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that's in you. That's in your DNA. Like, all right. And then you see your father. So that's something that you got taught without even getting taught. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when I told you when I became a DJ, I was teaching myself without being taught. You know what I'm saying? So once you got that in you, you could reach far in life. You know what I'm saying? If you have it in you. And it will be probably less work. It's work, but it will be less work for a person that knows what they want to do and know how to do it and understand it than a person who's just, because there's a difference of street smarts and book smart. And when you put both of them together, that's it.
So, but why are we on that though? Because we had a topic of discussion on the show before. That was basically posed, and I'm going to pose the question to you just to get your opinion real quick on: do you feel that college is a waste of time or money?
That's a good question.
I want to get your opinion in particular about that because
that one.
It's really based on the person and how they make of the experience. That's really how I would say, because you asked my brother that. We went to the same school. We twins. He'd say college was a waste. For me, it wasn't a waste because I feel like I made the most of it. So I connected with a bunch of people. I was getting internships. I landed a good job, but I had that hustle.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that hustle and you don't know how to go in there and squeeze the juice out of the lemon, then, you'll fail. But, outside of that, anything, I'll probably learn more outside of college than in college. I learned from the experience, I would say, just being out on my own, having to figure it out.
right, and that's basically what my take on it was when we had that discussion. Let me let you go in a second, Active, but that was really my take on it too. Was that it's not a waste of time because you, in essence, you're learning something that you're gonna apply to the real world. I'm not talking about the stupidness that they make you write papers on, but these are tools that you're gonna need in business. You're gonna need to know how to articulate yourself. You're gonna need to know how to write, like really write articulately, not just a bunch of acronyms and like you text messaging. You're gonna need to know numbers. You're gonna need to know marketing. You're gonna need to know networking. All of those things are indirectly being taught to you in school at the same time. So,
well, I mean, you said basically what I was gonna say, and to add to both of y'all, what I was gonna say is basically what he said. He had it in him already. He had the hustle. So for your brother, I have a brother too. My life and his life is totally different. My brother's a hustler too, though. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get certain things, but he chose a different path and I chose one path. But we still connect together because we both have the hustle. We both saw how, well, he didn't see how my father was, but he knows how my father was. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta, as a person, you just have to have it in you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be harder for a person that's just, book smart. You know what I'm saying? You have to have both. For me, I think so. I think you have to have both street smarts, book smart. So it could work for the person that goes to school. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have the other hunger too. You can't just have one. You know what I'm saying? Or if you do have one, it's probably might take you longer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get there, but it's gonna take you longer. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
One of the biggest things I took away from college is that you just a number. Like I went to the University of Albany, there's 16,000 students on that campus. So one class you got 500 people in there. So they don't care if you show up or not. If you don't show up, they don't care because if you fail, you still got to pay them. So if I wanted to really learn, I had to go to after hours and speak with the teachers and get tutoring. If I really wanted to make the most of it. So for me, I learned you just a number in this bigger world. So even when you get out of college, you going in the corporate world, you want to start businesses. There's a million people trying to do the same thing you trying to do. So how you going to put yourself in a position to be ahead of them? Like that's really one of the biggest things I learned in college. I had to get ahead of a lot of people, a lot of applicants, a lot of people trying to do the same things you doing. How you going to get ahead?
What I would say for any listener, anybody that's watching this, if you're in college, networking is the biggest thing you could ever do in life.
I agree.
It's the most important thing
about who you know, bro.
Even if it's not with students, even with your teachers. Because for anybody that's doing anything, like I'm a DJ, right? I would network to, oh yeah, I'm a DJ, whatever, blah, 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 and let them support me. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to need all the support, and you never know who you might bump into a year later or what that person is doing. They probably doing the same thing you're doing, probably have the same vision, and y'all could become partners. So networking is a huge thing in college. And it was a huge thing in high school and junior high school too. But we didn't think like that. We just thought about fun and doing certain stuff. But you were actually networking and meeting people. So
networking is just important, period. In life. And
that's why social media is so powerful now. But it didn't spark the brain to people until social media happened. But that's what you were actually doing as a child and growing up. You were meeting people, you were meeting teachers. Some kids, connected with certain teachers and know them personally, and they gave them extra, knowledge of what to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I agree. 100%.
Well said. I have a comment I want to make about the series again. So I noticed, like, I went on the actual Instagram page and I saw that you had like different personality types for like the males and the I thought that was so. If y'all should take a look at it. Maybe I don't know if you know from the top of your head, or maybe you want to read a couple of those out. But I just thought it was so interesting. So did you I'm assuming you based that off of like, I guess your experience off of. First of all, are you like the executive producer? Because I saw you had storytelling. Are you like the executive?
Yeah,
producer?
I'm executive producer.
So you do like all the script writing pretty much.
Yeah,
he's the man.
Yeah.
That's impressive. So those personalities are those like personalities that you like pretty much came across while you were in
it's based off of true experiences. So it's just all people that
he did say that.
I know, but I just want about that though.
Yeah, because we put up a post. It was like different type of college students, so just that the hustler, the one that's like that don't even go to the school but just always there.
Definitely.
We always got those type of people, man. So
niggas be at all the campus parties. We like, you don't even go here, bro.
That shit crazy.
How you got on the campus?
Well, remember, we kind of used to do that too for some colleges.
Nah, but depending on where you at, it's not. It shouldn't be like that. Because for me, Virginia State was a close
proud
campus.
of that, son.
I completely ignored him. When you go, certain campuses are closed campuses.
Yeah.
They're not like a, bunch of blocks with just buildings that's here. Okay, this is the engineering building in Manhattan. It's not like that for a lot of schools. You go, they got a closed campus. It's a whole area that's that school. There's no outside, nothing on it. So when you think about it, certain people be on it. You don't even go here. You on a closed campus. Like, what the fuck going on?
Yeah, it depends on the school. Say VSU, like they don't play.
I ain't gonna front. That was the best 4 years of my life, bro.
Yeah, I wish I could go.
College was lit.
I mean, like I said, I only did 2 years, and I took whatever I did there into whatever I wanted to do. And sometimes, it's college is for certain people. You know what I'm saying? I felt like whatever I did in those 2 years was for me. And I felt like I didn't need to finish to do what I wanted to do. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could go back and learn some stuff, but that's not the route that I want to do. Unless I feel like I have the urge to do something, then I'll do it. So, for anybody out there, don't think that I want to say college is a waste of time because it teaches you stuff.
Depends on the person, man. That's all it is.
It's like
I only did 3 months.
It's like working out.
I ain't even make it the midterms. It was like, nah,
that's
good.
it.
You know how I'm gonna put it? I'm gonna put it like it's like working out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get up every morning, you go to work, whatever, blah blah. You're doing the same job.
You're gonna get out what you put into it.
Yeah, you're not really learning anything because you're already doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now when you go work out, now you work out on your triceps, biceps, whatever. You're training different muscles in your body to do different stuff so you could build yourself up. So now you got to look at college as you're training the muscle of your brain in different, sections of your brain. So don't look at it as a waste of time if it works for you.
Anybody that's listening to this that's on their way to college, I would tell them, know what you want to do first. Like really figure out what you want to do because college might not be your path. If you want to get into real estate, you don't need to go to college for that. You go go get a little real estate license or whatever it may be. Just really know
You can learn stuff
what
on
you want to
YouTube.
do. You can learn
Yeah,
on
as far as
Right.
real estate, but for me though, I think you don't technically need, but one of the most important aspects of real estate, and I'm sure you're gonna agree, is your ability to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people they going to need school for that.
Maybe you do have to
Yeah.
attend school to be able to, learn how to.
You got to
communicate with
learn
individuals.
body
Yeah.
language. You got to
Yeah,
see
maybe you
what's
do.
like. You're not just gonna have that off the bat. You know what I'm saying? So in certain industries, while you might not need quote unquote college, you're gonna need some aspects of what you learn when you
Yeah.
go there.
Some people learn it
See?
in school. Some people learn that shit.
And
in
that's where the
streets.
street smarts come up because I could
People
tell a
learn that
person
shit.
body language in the club like, oh nah, it's time to go.
Yeah, but
You know
what
what I'm
if, but what
saying?
if you're not street smart?
Nah, I know, but
Right.
but that's
yeah.
that's what I was trying to say.
I mean, all of
Like
that
he
goes
said-
back to being on the person. It's,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
individual.
And it
That's what I'm
depends on
saying.
your
It's the
experiences
individual.
with
Because
how
what
you
what
grew
you
up.
said is true, but you could have also been taught that from your parents.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
but
could,
it's a different thing. Like when I say like communication,
Mhm.
that's a multitude of things that's gonna make up how well you communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
Typically,
Big.
you're not just gonna learn that outside of school. There aren't that many people that's gonna say, you know what, I want to learn a new word every day.
Right.
Or
no, you're
your ability to
absolutely right.
sell. Like you said, you have someone that plays the role that closes. He knows how to negotiate. There's a reason why he's the one that does that and not Mello or their other partner. So that's what I'm saying. Like maybe some aspect of higher education is where you got that skill. That's all I'm saying.
I
possible.
think like you said, it's the experience. Because for me, one of the biggest things going away to college, I had to learn how to embrace and be open to new people. Like,
Right.
are you from the hood? If you look at somebody in the eyes for too long, like, what's up? What you want to do? Why you looking? Like,
But you see, even though you went to school in New York and it was like you was still upstate,
Mhm.
you still was in New York kind of thing. It's different when you go down to the South now with that New York mentality because everybody in the South is on some friendly shit.
Yeah.
When I first got down there my freshman year, dude walking, he looking at me, what up? What's good, nigga? Like
Yeah.
he like, oh, you from New York, ain't you? I'm like, all right. So that was kind of like an icebreaker, but it's like you face that all the time.
Mm-hmm. I think a New York state of mind is way different from anybody anywhere in the
I
world.
feel like it's necessary.
Facts. And I told my son's mom.
Everybody's a fucking suspect.
She wants to go to ATL. I'm like, nah. Junior got to stay here. I want him to grow up with a New York state of mind because this hustlers of hustlers is even from back then. People who sold drugs, they came to New York to
And then he didn't want the 50-50 chance of Junior wearing heels either.
stop. We ain't gonna do that. Let's go forward though.
Yeah. So,
Just saying.
But that's a fact.
It
Pardon
really
for that.
does happen.
yeah. Anyways, so Mel, is that website out right now? Or is it in production still?
Yeah, we in production right now. So we just got a trailer out, just for people to see it and know it's coming soon. But we in the process. We just
So
production right
no expected date yet, right? I'm assuming.
No expected date. We looking to launch maybe around like August of this year. But we almost at the finish.
Leo
line.
season.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
it's a
That's
Good
cool.
season right there.
Don't
And then
nobody
just,
care about no damn Leo season,
Real
bro.
quick, just plug your Instagram so that if people want to look for you, if they want to get coaching, credit coaching, for any of the various stuff that you offer, just let them know where they could find you.
Yeah, on IG is Mogul Lifestyle. So that's MOGUL LIFESTYLE _ and Mogul Credit Institute on IG as well. YouTube Mogul Elite Club, and on my website mogulhomesolutions.com.
Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it. So
Young black
we need
man.
to do
guys.
another episode. You need to get you back up here so we could do a whole episode on credit,
Yeah.
Right.
credit based
And
topics.
you can bring your
Credit
cameraman next time.
Yeah,
That's
fact.
a fact. That's a fact. I can do it.
that's in the works. That's in
Yeah,
the
man.
works.
I want to we could talk about a lot of things, but one of the biggest things that I'm be doing right now, me and my two partners, we got our real estate companies called Legacy Holders, right? So we go out, we coach, we teach, we do all these seminars. But what we found is that you give out the information and people still sitting there, like they really still can't do it.
They don't
So
soak it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we instead of just coaching, we're gonna put people in the game. So now with a lot of the deals that come across, because we get a lot of deals that come in all the time, and we can't take them all because we not that big yet. We can't do 10 deals a month, So What we do, we allow people to invest with us. So, a lot of, individuals who got maybe 10,000, 5,000, even 1,500, whatever it may be to the side, you can invest in a property that, we may have, and we create a little partnership agreement. You get your 20% return on your investment.
Yeah, you
My
ain't know.
son took drug dealing
First
to
of all-
another level, boy.
First of all-
yeah, you want to cop this? Oh,
First of all, I was
Get
just
this
talking
door.
to Phresh about something like that. Now we got to talk after this.
Yeah.
Facts.
I was having a
Facts.
conversation with 2 people about that today.
buy this door because this room need this door. We gonna pay you back in like 2 months.
Now that's dope though.
Yeah, that's-
All jokes aside though,
yeah.
that's dope. I
Appreciate
think
that.
that's dope.
Yes, sir.
Flipping
So holla
work
at
to
the plug
another
mellow, y'all
level,
heard?
son.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before we move on to my favorite part of the show, just a due reminder to follow us on all our social media platforms. We are on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Stoop Talk Podcast. That's the name of the handle. Stoop Talk Podcast. We're actually also on Twitter as well. And the handle for the Twitter page is called Stoop Talk Pod. All right? So don't forget, follow us to keep up with all our latest episodes, our short clips. Definitely show the love, repost. Keep the engagement going up. All right?
That was it. That was an introduction though. Like that was a long introduction. You didn't ask no questions, right? Did we?
No. Well, we did kind of, but
Where you been
about him?
sitting, bro?
No, about him though.
That was
about,
Bro, the entire segment was about him and his endeavors.
yeah. Forget it, y'all. You get what I'm trying to say,
I
right?
get what you're saying.
All right, but
You
go ahead.
asked if he ain't asked no questions when he asked several questions.
He should have
No.
never added that part.
Yeah, I should have never.
just stayed
Well, I'm
quiet.
talking about
Yeah,
like
but yeah.
when we talk about.
Sorry.
Oh,
Nigga,
son got his
shush you.
badge and now he.
I
Son
ain't
got his
even
badge?
trying to waste too much time.
It's-
But go ahead. Say what
Son
you
got
was
his
gonna
little
say.
badge. He put you in a place.
So, listen, it's that favorite time. Go ahead and cue that. You know what I'm saying? It's that time.
It's time for the Stoop Breaker.
Yeah, Stoop Breaker time. So, Mello, I don't know if you know what Stoop Breakers is. Do you? Or you have
Stoop Breakers
so Phresh,
are-
go ahead and let Mello know what Stoop Breakers are.
I wasn't even gonna say nothing about that. I was just gonna
I
let
couldn't
that
let that
slide.
rock, son.
But yeah, stoop breakers. Stoop breakers are just a short, debatable topic. It could be brain teaser, silly question, or it could just be, like a general question. So examples like we had, is does a straw have two holes or one? And it's like that. And then we had serious ones too. So it's just a quick, debatable topic.
I have a funny one.
Let's get
today.
it.
So,
I hope.
You sure it's funny?
it's funny. It's funny.
Who you got it
can we,
from?
Can we get the drop one more time, Active?
You want the drop?
Hit the drop one more time.
It's time for the Stoop Breaker.
All right, I like that. All right, so the Stoop Breaker for today is, what is the correct pronunciation of the word salmon? Is it salmon or is it salmon?
What is the correct pronunciation of
Yes.
salmon?
All right, come on, yo, Phresh.
So listen.
No, I'm serious.
No. What is the correct pronunciation for tomato?
Or
Or tomato, or
Yeah.
potato, or potato? Who gives a shit? There's no wrong way to say it.
Are you sure about that?
I thought it's salmon.
Me too.
I disagree.
Why do you?
I always thought that it was salmon.
You don't speak properly anyway.
I'm about to say, why do you disagree?
Yo, Josh, what is it?
Wow, son.
Run that back.
Josh is busy cleaning
What's it-
his glass here.
I heard part of it, but I didn't want to believe I
Is the
heard.
correct pronunciation salmon or salmon?
Yo, if you out here saying salmon,
You extra.
you need to I don't know what you need to do. Yeah, it's salmon.
Fix yourself.
Who says?
Is it really
who says-
salmon?
Who says?
Salmon.
Who says?
Salmon.
Am I don't kids? What is it?
You're wrong.
Salmon.
I was just verifying, but you are wrong. The L is silent.
Yeah.
Very silent.
100%.
Salmon?
You're 100% wrong.
Who told you salmon
100%.
was correct?
A lot of people say salmon
A lot
though,
of people
but
do
it's
say-
just
a lot
If
of
they
people-
do,
So
then
it's weird to
So
me.
there is.
I think we should
hold
do
on.
another
You didn't
Stoop
know
Breaker.
that though.
No, that's not a correct way. But
I
a lot of people
never
are just
said
stupid
salmon.
and say
If
salmon.
I had to choose, I
but
never
you
looked
said
at
they both were.
No. I said there's no correct way or incorrect way
But
or whatever.
apparently there is.
Technically, no. But I would never say salmon.
Salmon.
I've
Mello, did you
never
know that?
said salmon.
I say salmon.
I've always
I
said
ne-
salmon.
Yeah, I say salmon.
I've always said tomato, and I've always said potato.
I think we should do another Stoop Breaker.
yeah.
That was stupid.
Damn.
The way he chased, yo, that should be a drop. That was stupid.
It was
That's
stupid.
wicked.
All right, Phresh.
And the way he said it was like he just
Like he
yeah,
was-
I got these niggas. It sounds.
Nah, I just said it was funny. I thought.
So you didn't look this up before you came here?
No, the
No,
fuck
I
he didn't.
didn't.
Because he knew the answer. He knew the answer. What
I'm
you
gonna just
mean?
say, you know what? Because you're Jamaican, I'm gonna give you an easy pass.
Hold on, let's not forget about your silly ass Stoop breaker the
Boy,
other day.
them still
That shit was
salmon.
retarded. All right? Let's not forget. You ain't off the hook.
All right,
What are you
man.
talking about? That was a whole
I gotta
3
save
weeks
the day
ago, bro.
again.
It wasn't 3 weeks ago.
But
It
all right,
was. But go ahead, Phresh.
check it. Can I get the drop one more time?
All right. Yeah, because we just wasted a drop on this guy. It's a fucking waste.
You did too.
Wasted the good happy birthday on you.
It's time for the Stoop Breaker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Stoop Breaker this week is if somebody Googled you 10 years from today, what do you think they would find?
Well, it's not even a Stoop breaker, bro. Like, I don't even.
That's the Stoop Breaker.
No, it's,
Why is not?
how is mine's not a Stoop breaker and his is?
It's not mine.
We didn't say yours
But
wasn't
first
a
of all,
Stoop
first of
breaker.
all,
We said it was
it's not
stupid.
mine.
Mine.
That's thank you.
Right. That's
How-
why it's salmon.
All right. Y'all go ahead.
Oh, you need some time to think? You don't want to go first?
Google your name.
Go ahead.
What you think, kids?
10 years
Creative.
from now.
Creative.
Yeah, 10 years from now.
If someone Googled my name 10 years from now,
Yeah, what would they find?
this.
You mean 10 years in the future, right?
10 years from now.
They would.
Would that be 10 years ago, bro?
What does 10 years from now mean?
No, I just wanted to.
You know what? No. They would find.
I'm confused.
No, he did not
Yo,
just say
man,
that.
listen.
All right. First of all, if
They would
somebody
find
Google
me
me,
correcting my friend saying salmon.
No, this is a serious question, bro. Like, stop
nah,
bullshitting.
serious shit.
10
shit.
years from now, if
They're
they
gonna
Google
find
you, what
that
they
I'm in my 40s. That's one. That's one. Two.
But what about if you didn't make it to 40?
Right.
What you mean?
You don't know what's gonna happen in 10
Right.
years.
That's why it's so hard. for
So
me to
that's why
say
I
that.
put it.
I don't talk like that. I'm gonna
Okay,
say.
But
so
I'm
let's,
just being
let's
realistic,
rephrase.
though.
What would you want them to find?
Oh, you
What I
can
would
want them
want
to
them
find
to find?
anything.
If they had to find anything, they would find.
I actually want them to find his dick pic.
What?
Where my lighter, son?
What is wrong with this guy? Yo, I don't-
what is
what,
going
what
on?
the-
Digital, red card.
what was that?
Card.
Can we
Nah.
bleep that out? 'Cause that was crazy. I don't know why he
Yo,
thought that.
Son, your hat too tight?
It is. It's hot as fucking here.
Maybe they got something.
That was
going
a
on.
What would I
Lance
want?
moment,
What would I
bro.
want anybody?
But
to say?
anyway,
I know,
Yeah, let's
serious
be serious,
shit.
you wasting time.
No.
Seriously.
Cat's got to answer again, too. Not a word, bro.
I mean,
He said creative.
yeah, because
Not a word. I didn't say
He didn't
what
say a
word.
word.
to
Yeah.
All right, so
describe
go ahead,
you.
Kets.
If they
Bring it
Google
up
you, what they
and-
gonna find? Like a profile on yourself 10 years from now.
oh, you mean like a full profile?
Yeah, like if you Google Diddy, you're not gonna see creative. You're gonna see a bunch
You
of
gonna
shit.
see Diddy in the fucking the Bentley with Biggie driving backwards.
But how I was looking at it more so in a realistic mind frame of what today is, and in 10 years, what I have established already from today. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't thinking of
And
okay,
it's
what I'm
hard.
establishing for myself.
It's
in the
more
future
so
wise.
of the groundwork you put in the now.
Yeah, like
For the-
whatever you
If somebody
putting in right
asks you in
now.
an interview, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's different.
It's
Okay,
the same.
Yeah, like
Same concept.
whatever
that
I'm
we
building right now on myself should be on Google 10 years from now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to build a club, that's what they should be finding in 10 years. That I have not only a club, I have multiple. You know what I'm saying? So if I say for myself, that would probably be one of them.
Jesus.
But it would be different, businesses for me and one of the best DJs in the friggin' world. So that's what they could find for me.
All right, what about you, Mello?
Yeah, just like a trailblazer, like somebody who just sparked the whole, movement. Just really, I picture me just standing in front of the big ass building in Brooklyn, recreation center, just where everybody come and build and learn and get money. Just like
Facts. That's
just
dope.
really just changing the whole culture, man.
It could be in 2 years for you.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I
10
see.
years, and I'm talking about 10 days.
Facts.
Right.
Oh man.
Lance, nothing about jerk chicken
Or Drake.
or Drake
Or LeBron.
or LeBron.
10 years. Well,
Why y'all keep violating with the Drake and LeBron?
yes,
He violates himself. Trust me.
Every day.
I don't, but it's not my fault that they're the best in their
Here we
respective
go
genres. But I mean, anyways,
LeBron has a genre.
Genre.
that was even that funny, Phresh. I don't understand.
It's
why.
funny because he doing it on purpose. But go ahead, man.
Anyway, so in 10 years, well, clearly in 10 years, people will see my name, associated with Stoop Talk Podcast, right?
Mhm.
So hopefully the plan is, for Stoop Talk Podcast to be, a syndicated podcast. You know what I'm saying? We'll be up there as one of the, the best podcasts, not only in the city but worldwide. You know what I'm saying? So that's the plan. Hopefully, Stoop Talk Podcast could be a platform for all types of different individuals that's bringing positive things to the culture, like what Mello alluded to. So we just want to be a platform for everybody, for entrepreneurs, for for not even just everybody for any type of walks of life, just to showcase what they got, just share and exchange ideas, talk about what's going on. Yeah, so I'll
like
say
that.
Yeah,
I like that, Lance.
ear pound. Yeah. Phresh, what about
That was
man.
dry.
Word. Well, for me, I think you Google me 10 years from now, you probably see some shit like, I'm not gonna say my full name, so we just don't say Phresh for right now. But industry leader Phresh
you?
in 3 different spaces at least from right now. Gonna be an industry leader in production. That's music production, by the way. So I'm about to start putting out music this year. So it's about to be lit. Industry leader in fashion. Christoph Christian is still gonna be going strong 10 years from now. I could guarantee you that. And by that time, we probably gonna have some stores around the world at that point. We definitely go in that direction. And Stoop Talk, obviously, we gonna keep this around, but I see it being bigger than a quote unquote podcast. I see this turning into an actual show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a state of the culture type thing. Like Joe Budden podcast went from him just recording in the room on YouTube or whatever to being on Revolt and having a whole production. That's where Stoop Talk is going. So I see that too. So that's just at least what you're gonna find in 10 years. There's gonna be some more probably, I'll tell you that much.
That's a fact.
That's dope.
All right.
10 years.
Oh, Chase didn't go.
Nah, just Google me in 10 years. You'll see it. I don't gotta talk. Everything's in the works.
That's a cop out, but okay. Stop
Nah,
trying to
it's-
pull a lens and
It's,
not answer
no.
the
It's not
question.
even that. It's look.
I think we should skip him for what he said earlier. Anyway,
You just mad. You just mad. Nah, but
that was flagrant, bro.
that was,
Yeah,
a,
it was-
that
it
was
was
a
a
real
little
flagrant
crazy.
problem.
But in 10 years, man, what? I got the body shop going. We got this podcast rocking. I'm soon about to start jumping into real estate. So, I mean, at that point, it's like, yo, son, I don't even know. Like, because 10 years from now is very far. So it's like anything can happen. But that's just the plan.
Oh, I
So
forgot.
in 10 years, Google me, bitch,
don't-
because you're going to see it happen.
Don't forget, 10 years, Too Much Sauce about to be the biggest barbecue in the whole New York City. You feel me?
I mean, that's a different type of
Sauce
vibe, though.
dripping,
son.
boy. Sauce
July-
dripping.
July
I
4th.
see me. I
Sauce
want
dripping.
too
Day
much
weekend,
sauce
baby.
to get to a point where I'm not
That-
even going.
That, yeah. Just know.
Just cash at me the money when it's done.
Just
'cause-
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. That was actually pretty cool.
10 years.
So,
You know.
that was all right.
It was stupid at first. Remember? That's
It
what
was
you said.
as I would have classified it as a
Stupid.
stoop breaker, but it's fine.
It is
Bro,
a
it's a
stoop
stoop
breaker.
breaker.
Whatever. Anyways, so let's move on. Before we move on, though, don't forget to, cop our merch. Our merch is available at christophchristian.com, all right? So I got on the Stoop Talk podcast hoodie today, and that's it. And there, Chase got on the Stoop Talk hat. So does Phresh, you know what I'm saying? So cop that. Also the new Christoph Christian pieces. And if you want this, I don't even know if you could get this, but because this is, something, only it's like the owner's pin. You feel me? So, but anyways, if you want some new Christoph Christian pieces, go to christophchristian.com. DJ Active has one. Keds has one.
Yo, hopefully 10
Chase
years,
got the hoodie on.
Y'all get a Virgil autograph joint. I could just get that.
Wait, you make those shirts or you sell those shirts?
Yeah,
You sell it.
I sell them.
Oh, so shout out
go
to
ahead
him.
and
Plug that in,
yours
man.
real quick,
Plug
you know
that
what
in,
I'm
man.
saying?
It ain't a
Shameless
Christo
plug.
Christian type of move.
Nah, but it's cool.
Yeah.
That's
But
cool.
I sell these street credit to business credit, my 3Ps. It's pretty much inspiring entrepreneurship through fashion. So it's pretty much just representing the brand, not like a full line. But you could go on my website and you can
dope.
find it. All my different merch, street credit to business credit, 3P sweater, legacy over lifestyle. Just really just
Yeah, you gotta
inspiring
plug all of that in,
Give
man.
everybody with the
Facts.
3Ps off for those who
And
probably
he
never
picked a
seen
good
them.
color. See the color, money green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The three P's is preparation, persistence, and patience. So that's my 3Ps that I live by.
3 pillars. Well done.
And so
Yo,
Yes,
everybody here, y'all should really read the book. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all should read the book for real.
Right.
It's
Well,
dope.
these, I'll definitely take
I'm assuming these are gifts, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what I want to speak from. You feel me? So I was like,
yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Yeah, if you rock with Melo, definitely go cop his merch. If you rock with us, if you enjoy the podcast, definitely go cop Christoph Christian. All right,
You're ready.
you already. All right, so we're gonna jump into this final segment right here. This one is a very this is an interesting one. A lot of people was up in arms about this. First and foremost, once again, rest in peace to the late, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to, his daughter. Rest in peace to the other 7 individuals that crashed in a helicopter. I know we had a prior podcast where we spoke about, how we're going to remember him, right? But this is basically just a follow-up from that episode. But with another clip that went viral a couple of days it was like a week after or so, right? So, what?
No.
Okay. So anyways, there was an interview that took place between Gayle King and Lisa Leslie, right? Where they were talking about, a whole bunch of stuff, and then Gayle King actually brought up the Kobe Bryant situation, right? And they briefly spoke about that. And so after, that segment, and after I guess CBS published that segment on their page, it went viral, and then they pretty much got criticized from everybody, about how Gayle King handled it, right? And they was praising Lisa for how she, handled it. So we're gonna play the clip of we're gonna play the clip of Gayle King and Lisa Leslie about the Kobe segment that they had, and then we're gonna play another clip of I guess Gayle King explaining herself afterwards, and then we're just gonna talk about it real quick. So, Active, you go ahead.
It's been said that his legacy is complicated because of a sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time, Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, Lisa, go get that girl, or tell her, or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you wouldn't see it.
And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's...
Go to the next one. No. Go back. Click that arrow, bro. Yeah.
Considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful at this time. It's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think it's something that we should keep hanging over his legacy. I mean, it went to trial.
Yeah, with the cases, it was dismissed because the victim in the case refused to testify, so it was dismissed.
And I think that's how we should leave it.
All right. So now, before anybody judges or has a opinion, we're gonna play the clip of Gayle King, and this is after the public outrage of pretty much everybody, coming at her.
Gayle King's cop out.
So
Gayle
we're
King's cop out.
So we're gonna play that, and then we'll talk about it. So go ahead.
I've been up reading the comments about the interview I did with Lisa Leslie about Kobe Bryant, and I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me. I didn't even know anything about it. I started getting calls. What the hell are you doing? Why did you say this? What is happening? I did not know what people are talking about. So I've been told, or I've been advised, to say nothing. Just let it go. People will drag you. People will troll you. It'll be over in a couple of days. But that's not good enough for me, because I really want people to understand
Next one.
what happened here and how I'm feeling about it. I reached out to Lisa because I know that she's a longtime friend of Kobe's, to talk about his legacy and their friendship. We had a really wide-ranging interview, talked about many things: his career, his passion, his sense of humor, the way he was mentoring other people, how he was starting his next chapter. It was wide-ranging. And yes, we talked about that court case, because that court case has also come up. And I wanted to get Lisa's take on it as a friend who knew him well, what she thought, where that should stand. And I thought it was very powerful when she looked me in the eye as a member of the media to say it's time for the media to leave it alone and to back off. During the course of the interview, I asked follow-up questions because I wanted to make sure that her position and perspective were very clear. And at the end, when she said it's time to leave it alone, as I said, I thought that was powerful. And I insisted that part be in the interview, because I thought that it put a nice button on that part of the conversation. When the interview aired, we got a great reaction to it. I talked to Lisa last night. I believe that Lisa was okay with the interview. And I felt really good about the interview. So for the network to take the most salacious part, when taken out of context, and put it up online for people who didn't see the whole interview, is very upsetting to me, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with them. And there will be a very intense discussion about that. I also want to say this.
Real quick,
There's more.
We don't got to know more, bro. We don't need to listen to the rest of this.
Well, I just want everybody to completely understand
I think-
her.
Bro,
her
it's
But bro,
clear.
fuck
this is like
whatever.
It's
a
clear.
month ago, bro.
I know.
Everybody's seen it.
So I have a problem with this off the rip.
She full of shit.
Yeah, she's full of shit, because one, Oprah had talked about this right after it happened, and the cop out was, this was a very old clip from an old interview. But then when you hear this, she talking about it like it's recent. So y'all would know.
It's not
better
an old
than I do.
clip. It's
So
not
it
an
is
old clip.
recent.
Yeah, no. Oprah
So
didn't say.
Oprah was-
Oprah did not say that. She didn't
What do you
say
mean,
that.
Oprah? And you telling me I didn't hear what I heard?
Oprah didn't say that.
Oprah did not say that it's an old clip.
She didn't say that. She didn't say
All
that.
right, so find the
Okay.
clip while everybody else give their opinion. My opinion on this is this. She full of shit. At the end of the day, it was very tacky. And I feel like you used your platform negatively, purposely, to ask those questions at that time because you know it's going to be controversial. At the end of the day, if this man just passed away, why do you even want to mention that? As you kept saying, it was dismissed. He's not a convicted anything. You can't say anything.
You should.
Why are you mentioning it?
Yeah.
So you feel like she was wrong for bringing up the
Absolutely.
accusation?
Absolutely. If we talking about this is what 2000. She said 0304. Bro, it's 2020, and you mentioning this when he just passed. Like I don't understand the disconnect as to why you were never talking about this before. And this is the gripe that I have with them is
when you say them,
I'm talking about
media?
Oprah and the media, but them in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson passed away. Years later, y'all turn around and do that Neverland Ranch bullshit that y'all did.
Oprah was the one that was responsible for that,
right?
Okay,
and but that's her bestie. That was her. She was involved with the production of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you turned around and you did Surviving R. Kelly. Okay, cool. Kobe passed away. You do that. But meanwhile, you got all these other men, Harvey Weinstein being one of them,
that they're friends
that you know personally, that is now convicted of this. Let's see if they got that same type of energy. With a convicted person. Let's see if you now got that to say while he's alive, no less.
And she sounded like she wanted to say it's part of his legacy.
That's what she was trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, some people feel that way.
No, but if you listen to the interview and her line of questioning, when she said off the rip, yo, he never been like that. I never know him to be like that. Never seen him do this or X, Y, and Z. It could have been done there. But her response is like, you kept trying to get her to say something negative, but you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't see it as a... It's just like, if she said what she said, why do you need to keep trying to make her say something contradictory to that?
And
that's evident.
And Lisa said, I have friends like that. Mm-hmm. So, you know...
On top of that, the other thing too, which stuck out in the clip that she was trying to explain herself. First, you said that they put this clip out and you didn't know nothing about it and such and such and such. Like you didn't know, they just chopped it to make it look that way.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
Then on the back end,
that's what she was saying.
Yeah, on the back end now, when you're trying to explain in a later clip, still talking, this is when people talk too much, you give too much information, you start hearing the lies. Now she says, oh, well, I made sure that I was insisting that they put that part in there because it was a nice button on the interview. But I thought you weren't aware on how this was being portrayed.
Yeah, before I let because I want to get Melo's opinion on this. Before I let him go, so I with these clips, I listened to them carefully, right, and I watched them carefully, and I really wanted to see if somehow if she, like, I don't know if it was like a lack of judgment, or I just wanted to see if there was a lane that maybe she might have misspoke or made a mistake or something like that, right? But the part for me that did it for her was right what Phresh said. She pretty much doubled down and asked her if I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, "Oh, he was in the end, not convicted, but he was accused, and it didn't go to trial because
the person refused to testify.
Right, the person refused to testify, basically insinuating that maybe
he did
Kobe
it, but she
guilty,
didn't want to say he did it.
And then her follow up to that was, she was just wanted to make sure what Lisa Leslie was saying. She was insisting, quote unquote. She wanted to make sure that Lisa Leslie knew what she was basically affirming. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was bullshit because bullshit.
Everybody knows it.
Clearly, that was bullshit. And that really wasn't a way for her to affirm the situation, right? I really feel like she was trying to kick a dead dog. You know what I'm saying? And he can't even defend
that wasn't
himself.
a good.
No, I'm saying, but he's basically
the only thing.
No, hold on, let me finish.
What the fuck?
Well, no, I say that because he's not in a position to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? He's not alive.
But you can't. That's
I probably should have said dead
wrong,
dog.
bro.
I'll take that back. But
okay, Gayle King, you are done talking.
My fault. I take that.
Yeah. Let me go.
I'm not done.
No, let me go.
I'm not done.
Gayle King, you are done.
let me go.
You're finished, bro. You're finished.
But anyway, no, I'm not done.
Stop on your head.
Listen, y'all know what I meant. My bad about that,
yeah,
right?
we know what you meant.
But anyways, just so I think,
Nigga,
bro, it was a mistake. It was a mistake.
You sound just like her now.
What do you mean? You meant
But
that.
okay, but before I wrap up, right? Before I wrap up, serious now. I think the reason why a lot of like black folks in particular have a real issue with Gayle King is because of, and I think there was a clip that started floating around after that, and your cousin kids actually tagged me in it. Because of our history, what we went through. I think it was the case where the kid pretty much got hung or shot because he was whistling at a white woman. I thought was that wasn't Emmett Till. Emmett Till, yeah, Emmett Till. Yeah, sorry, brain freeze. So yeah, the situation with Emmett Till.
Was you?
Listen, I got it right though. I did say Emmett Till before y'all said it. But anyways, so yeah, the situation with Emmett Till.
It wasn't a hanging.
You won the lottery.
He whistled at it. But all right, go ahead.
Wait, what was? No, there was a story where he was trying to get a white woman or something happened. He was like whistling out.
That was part. Yes, whistled at it, but it wasn't a hang.
But he didn't get whatever. Or something. I know he got shot. I can't really remember exactly.
Can you just tell him so he
can go make your point?
Yeah, but basically what I'm trying to say is, we got shit like that.
And this is Black History Month?
We got
we're feeling.
Damn.
We got shit like that. We got shit like that that's happening, right? So I think, a lot of people are just mad that, especially coming from a black woman, that they're not aware of what we face as black men. You know what I'm saying? So to do that, knowing what we go through, knowing what our reality is, I think a lot of people are like real disgusted and disappointed with Gayle King with the position that she took. And on top of that, like I said, you got her friends, Harvey Weinstein, that whatever, got convicted of rape now. Well, sexual assault, I should say. You know what I'm saying? And they really haven't been saying much, but after we want to speak so much, so
you should have let him talk a long time ago.
Oh man, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Did it? Wait, was you gonna let Mello talk?
Yeah, I wanted Mello, but he kept on interrupting me.
No, I tried to stop you. I tried to save you. That's what I tried.
I tried to stop you.
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, my thoughts, man. I just feel like it was completely uncalled for, unnecessary, and Gayle King, she's aware like of what's going on. I think it's like they just. When you're at a higher place and you're trying to please those peoples and those higher powers, you say things and you know where you going with it, So I just think it was completely uncalled for. It was time where this man he had a legacy. We could talk about so many things in that interview. You decided keep pushing. Like after Lisa Leslie, she answered it the right way, deflected, but you still keep pushing. I just feel like it's intentional.
So I have a question for all y'all. So if from when she asks, do you think, him being accused of rape is going to be part of his legacy? And then let's say Lisa Leslie answered it accordingly. And if she left it alone, would that have been still a problem for y'all?
Yes.
It would have still been an issue.
Why are you asking? Why are you asking?
You should have never mentioned that. Period. There was no reason to say
one,
about it.
It was way too soon.
People would say that happened.
Yeah, it was. But like Ken said,
this
it was way too soon. And this was almost 20 years ago.
Because I say that because even Charles Barkley, I don't know if you guys saw, I should have wrote that down too, but even Charles Barkley, he had an interview with like the NBA on TNT casting. Even he said, listen, at the end of the day, Kobe was, he's a hero, but, that accusation, he was no hero for that. Like it's part of his legacy. Not trying to downplay.
But he's not convicted of anything. So you can't say he's not a hero for. He didn't do shit.
Facts.
Listen, I agree. I'm just telling you what. There's like, some people that really believe that.
That's like you go on trial for murder and you're not convicted. We have nothing else to speak about.
Right.
You know what that rang off as? When you would see like, say for example, they was talking about like a Trayvon Martin or a Mike Brown or whatever getting murdered by the police or whatever.
And they would bring up
all they want to put in the media is he had a hoodie on, he was hanging out here, and he had this friend. That has zero bearing on why they killed this person. This man passing away, and you bringing up something that somebody accused him of, not something that was proven or he admitted to. Almost 20 years ago, right after he passed, there's no excuse for that, bro. There's no excuse for that. If people could turn around and be like, oh, Pookie from the projects who was a killer, something happened to him, and everybody's like, oh, he was a good person. Y'all had to do that. It's like something like, come on, bro.
The what I took from this is just sad that it came from a person of our skin complexion.
Race, yeah.
It's like,
that's what makes it worse.
But that's the bigger problem of the problem.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Anybody would have got backlash for that. It's the fact of this particular
It'd be our
person.
own people.
But it's not even just that. Like I said, why I said they and y'all, like when I addressed that is because you and Oprah is like this. And at this point, y'all are building a history of attacking your own.
The only this is what I wanted to say. The only thing I don't agree with is, her getting death threats. If that's true.
No, I
believe that's gonna happen.
I believe
look at
she
social
did.
media,
But
bro.
they did.
I believe that.
I mean, you can have chosen to say, I will kill you when I see you.
I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna condone
That's
that.
the only thing, because nobody really actually talks about that point. She's still a human being.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes as humans. She made a huge mistake.
You see, all right.
So
my fault.
So, Kets, you go ahead. You could go ahead.
With calling it a mistake, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
These people are very calculated.
Meticulous.
These words that are said were said like a week, days ago. This was practiced. This was done
They're
over and over.
professional
This
speakers.
interview was done over and over without Lisa Leslie there.
Professional speakers.
She was basic. So there's no way she
Prepped.
can say prepped completely. Prepped to the point where you might have somebody standing in giving you responses to, okay, maybe she might say this, maybe she might say that.
Right.
This was all well thought of, son. You can't say this was a mistake. Because if this was a mistake, while you're going through this, you would have said, damn, this sounds a little bit too harsh. That would have happened beforehand. It's not a mistake. This was well planned out. So you can't really call it a mistake.
To bring up an example, Dave Chappelle, right? Like every black comedian has dressed up as a woman, right? Whatever. He put it to light. He said, when they came to him about it, he was like, no, why I got to do that? They'd be like, yeah, because it's more funny, it's more whatever. He said, no, he didn't feel comfortable doing it because that's not him. And he said, why does every comedian or black comedian has to dress up as a person, and that's what the producers or whatever you want you to do or want you to present. So even if they presented to acts, she didn't have to still do it.
Well,
just like how Dave Chappelle didn't do any cross-dressing or whatever to make a movie funny or whatever. So she didn't have to particularly do that.
Well, apparently, as I read the story, they said that this was not in the talking points. It was not scripted. They said that she actually asked, because she was asking her like about a bunch of things, but they said this came out, this was not scripted. She just asked randomly.
So look, you know what they did there?
Well, she probably had that in her idea.
No,
like
but you see what they did there? You see what they did there? They actually threw her under the bus.
They threw her way under the bus.
I mean, she did say that. She did say that. And she said that if you would allow the clip to finish. She said that.
That's irrelevant. It doesn't
I'm just
matter
saying.
whether you plan to or whether you just ask. That shouldn't have been part of that period.
Okay, so
Respect
she said
the
the interview
family
had already
grieving
ran.
process.
She's a seasoned journalist. There's no way this is
Like,
do you
you
mean?
should know better.
Oprah said the interview had already ran. So what does that mean? Does that mean this interview went before he passed?
No. The interview happened after he passed.
I think it was like a week after.
Yes, the interview happened after he passed.
All right, hold on.
Bro, you had like 10 minutes to find this shit. You ain't
I've
find it
been
yet?
I just found the piece where she said the interview had already ran. That's where I was confused.
No, what they mean by when those clips were composed, the
So you
interview
found
was done.
Look.
And it was only because somebody at the network put up that clip, and I can see how people would obviously be very upset if you thought that Gayle was just trying to press to get an answer from Lisa
She had
Leslie.
already
But
said it.
Bro.
My bad. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what else?
She said it already ran, but
No,
what
what
I'm saying is anybody can misconstrue that. So that's why I want to know: is it a fact? Interview
what they were
happened
talking about his
listen to
death.
the conversation.
Right, they were talking about his
He
death. That's what I'm
passed
telling you. I don't even know why this is a conversation. Yeah, he died. This happened after he died.
What they mean by already ran is basically like we can't take it back.
Right. No, not like
It was
the
already-
interview
the-
happened.
That's what I'm asking.
It's in,
No, I think she's talking about the clip because the short clip ran before the
actual interview.
So
right.
everybody
And it
was
broken
reacting
up.
from the short
Yes.
clip. So that's why she's
So
saying
basically they leaked
they already
it.
ran it.
No,
It's not
Richard-
leaked. They
Richard
was
guessed.
promoting it. There was
Yeah,
marketing.
there was marketing, but I guess what her defense is like, oh, I didn't know they were gonna take that
Right.
part
Correct.
to put that part out
Right.
as the like pilot.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
She was
as
saying that it was
what
taken
part.
out of context
It
because there
shouldn't
was
have
certain
been
parts.
a part of the interview.
It should have never happened.
Period.
It should never happen.
But this is why I say
Yeah, no.
that they're very meticulous. They knew what they was doing because they knew the uproar that was gonna cause and its publicity for when the interview actually runs.
And for
they
them-
did it on purpose, bro.
And for them, they got a little horny. They're like, oh shit, she said this. All right, we gonna put this out now. You know what I'm saying? Like when we have a good short
You mean the network?
Yeah, the network. Like when we have a good when we put out a short clip, we're gonna put a spicy part out. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
for
why it's
them,
short
even if
clips.
they didn't, it wasn't scripted, they knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we don't even have to tell her to do anything. She's doing all the work for us. Put that out. You know what I'm saying? So it was very,
That's a fact.
you know,
That's what I
Whether
said.
it was
That
a part
done
of
on
his
purpose.
life or not, that should have never been, bro.
Right. If you was gonna discuss that, at least let some time pass.
Yeah, fact.
That's
nah.
It don't need to be
Fuck
discussed.
that.
No, I'm
Don't
saying
be
it,
discussed.
it doesn't need to be discussed, but also they have responsibility as journalists
Exactly.
to cover everything.
It's still a fact.
Which is fine.
It's still a fact.
So put that shit in the Kobe Bryant movie, not right now.
That's why
I agree.
It was
shouldn't
way
have been
that
done
was
right
number
there.
one. It was way too soon. That's why I
And
said
her
that first.
line of questioning, the way she was responding
Yeah.
to Lisa's answers
Yeah.
was negative. Like
That's
you
why I asked
wanted
her-
her to say something.
Right, that's
And
why
I
I
don't like when people
It's
say
like you
a
fishing.
part of his legacy. I would just say a part of his life.
Right. That's
You
but
know
that's
what
why
I'm saying? that's how I look at stuff. You
That's
know what
why
I'm
I
saying? When
asked
it's
if she
something
would've,
negative like that,
Yeah.
I don't want to add something negative to a legacy, especially when you wasn't convicted of something. You know what
If
I'm
you
saying?
did it, you did it. And but even if you did do it, it's like, okay, respect the family for now. You know what I'm saying? Let some time pass, let them grieve a little bit before you start covering.
That's like
all
you go to
angles.
somebody's funeral talking like the eulogy, talking shit about the person or something. You know,
Word.
like that shit's
Basically.
crazy. He just passed away and you talking shit about the person. Basically,
They're gonna do,
it's crazy.
you know, not to, you know, when time passed and when R. Kelly, you know, passed away, they're gonna do the same thing.
Oh, they're doing
Bro,
it
they're
now.
already doing it.
Yeah, but they're gonna do it more. They're gonna be
And
extra.
they was trying to get Russell Simmons too. And it's just like, yo, they not even convicted, bro. It's just a lot of accusations. I give you that for
Yeah.
R. Kelly. But it's like, technically, he ain't done shit.
yet. But these new
As
charges
of right
he's
now,
facing-
technically, he didn't do anything.
Oh boy, there's some damning
You got
evidence
more
on him.
charges now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yo,
But yeah. that
I
was a
know
good
that ain't part of the segment, but boy,
What he
if
did
you look,
wrong?
if anybody watched that, he didn't keep nobody captive.
Well, that's gonna be a whole nother. We got
I
to.
never
We
even
still.
watched
We,
that shit.
yeah, we still got to discuss
He-
that, but we're gonna discuss that at a later date.
If you watch it, and I watched it like 3 times each episode. There
Damn,
was
son, why you
one
watch
girl.
it
I'm gonna
so
just say
much,
one thing. I'm gonna just say one
Why you
thing.
watch that shit so many times?
He was
No, because I
critiquing
wanted
that
to. I
shit.
wanted to. You know, like I don't want to like if I talk about it, I want to know what I'm talking about before I say it. There was one person. She was an older woman. They was in the house. She could have left at any time. She even said it. She was like, she just chose not to stay no more. You know what I'm saying? It was no security guard stopping them. Nothing. These girls wanted to stay with him. And some of the parents, I believe, got money for it. And they just probably thought that, you know, R. Kelly was going to take their careers, whatever. And it didn't happen for them. And then one day they kid back, whatever they was, 16, 17, whatever, however old they was. So
Nah, they want their
We'll
refund.
get to that when we talk about that.
Yeah,
topic.
that's what I
We
said.
need
I just
go
want to say
into
that.
a whole.
You're right.
So what we got wrapping up?
Yeah. So now we're
The
gonna.
last topic.
Yeah, we're gonna. No, this is it
That's it.
actually.
That's
So
it.
we're gonna wrap up now. Mello, my
Yeah.
man, thank you for coming, educating us. You know what I'm saying? Letting us know what you do for the culture, for our black people. You know what I'm saying?
educating the community.
Facts.
Yeah.
You know, so we really appreciate that. You know, definitely to all those that are watching, listen, to go cop his book, man, Unlocking the Boss Code. All right, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a read at this. I'm gonna try to finish this before the week is over. It's not that many pages, thank God.
And you dieting.
So
So you don't really have time. Like you don't have the like.
This is a part of dieting.
Yeah,
Feeding your
facts.
mind is part of the book too.
Yeah.
But feeding your mind is a part of everything. It's
Amen.
a whole entire package.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
We'll
Because food is not in the way now. You don't have to put no oxtail gravy on. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, Mello, thank you for coming once again, my man.
Thank y'all
All
for
right?
having me, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate it,
Real
man.
dope,
I'm
real
coming
dope.
back. We're going to continue to do this.
Facts, always for the
yeah.
culture. Listen, just drop your Instagram handle one last time for me.
IG is Mogul Lifestyle _, Mogul Credit Institute, Mogul Elite Club on YouTube, and MogulHomeSolutions.com on the website.
My man. Appreciate you. Phresh. What's the Instagram handle?
You know it's Fit Fat Phresh with a PH, no F, BCE at the end. You know the vibes.
All right. Keds.
Yeah, I still ain't changed that yet. CHRISTOFF CHRISTIAN. Lance, you need to change that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, it is changed, by the way.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The last episode was changed.
Yes, I always. Whenever you say that, I always put that.
You ain't watch your own episode?
I didn't see that.
That's crazy.
He didn't watch.
I didn't see that was changed.
He didn't
Alright.
watch. Chase.
Chase 718. Yeah, I know.
No, say that one more time. You got to say it with conviction.
Chase 718. He's an asshole. It's okay though.
Active.
I'm
What's
gonna show up
going
at his party and
Instagram.
fucking run off with his
Handle.
laptop.
Could you look at the camera, please? Because he's trying to.
Oh, you want me to look at the camera?
Yeah.
DJ Active 247. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all of the entrepreneurs that's on this table. Make sure you go follow them. You know what I'm saying? The Moguls, the Christophs. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well said, brother. My Instagram handle is Lance BCE. LANCE BCE. I like that, right?
No, we said.
Anyways,
Niggas can't spell Lance now.
that's how I spell.
You spelled your own name wrong.
No, I
bro.
didn't.
Your name is J-O.
That
Joe
was funny.
BCE.
Anyways, listen. In closing, don't forget to listen to our podcast. We are on Spotify, we are on Apple Podcasts, and we are also on Google Play. All right, so for those that can't watch the video, if you're at work, you want to listen to us and you're in your car, you could just search Stoop Talk Podcast and download an episode, and you can stream it. You can do all that, and it's free. All right, forgot to mention that. So yeah, definitely do that. Subscribe, and also in closing. If you guys have any topics that you want us to discuss, right? Any business that want to collaborate with us, anything for whatever reason you guys want to, hit us up for. Our contact is inquiries@stooptalkpodcast.com. All right.
Email it. Do not ask us personally. I'm tired of that shit.
Facts. Yeah. Inquiries@stooptalkpodcast.com. So we will get to y'all. Just make sure y'all drop that email. Yeah, because there's a lot going on. So we will respond.
Would they be asking personal stuff?
Yeah, I got people that ask me personally. I'm like,
All
yo,
the time.
email the podcast.
Facts.
I'm not on podcast time right now.
Facts.
I'm not on podcast.
All right, y'all. So listen up. We are signing out. Stoop Talk Podcast is out. Peace.
Peace.
All right.
Later.